Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with a 28 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life Series 19. And today's two-page sketch is by Sarah Tucci, which is Scrapbook Addicts on Instagram. And it is a really fun two-page layout. I had a blast creating this. And I'm documenting, I believe, the last pictures for my birthday party back in August. And so I'm thinking that I'm getting this adventure done. I am using Bold and Bright by Vicki Boutin. I've used that, I believe, for the majority of my birthday pictures, or at least from this part of the birthday. It was my 50th, so I kind of had, lots of celebrating. I've got lots and lots of embellishments. I'm really hoping that I get some stuff used on this layout since it is a two-pager. And I'm only making some minor adjustments. So I've got my papers, lots of embellishments, some mixed media I'm going to bring in, and my pictures, and then this really cool two-page sketch. So let's see how this goes. So I love when layouts go hand in hand like this, to where it is literally like you are just creating a 12 by 24 layout. Like, I also love it when I'm creating two separate layouts, but they use similar things or have a little bit of each, like the papers or embellishments on both sides. So they're connected, but not necessarily you could have one page without the other. This is so much fun though when you're creating, like, you're just have this really long layout. And so that is what this sketch definitely called for. I've got it up there in the left corner, and it just looks like there's this big long cluster of pictures right there, the bottom left, and then over through the majority of the right layout. So I battled back and forth with picking what I wanted. My favorite color is like a tealy aqua color. And so I originally pulled out some like aqua colored paper because there's lots of lovely colors in this Bold and Bright collection. But I ended up leaning into the pink, purple, and blue because, one, if you know, you know, but also that's what I'm wearing. And I did a lot of pink, purple, and blue with this collection in these layouts that I've been doing. It was very rainbowy. My whole entire party, obviously you can tell by the birthday party invitation that I do end up using on my layout. But because I was leaning into those colors, plus the majority of my friends are also wearing pink, purple, and blue, except my best friend who would never wear pink. So I just went with that. I pulled this like blue, light blue with dark blue polka dots on it. It's dotted, not polka dots, but it's dotted. And I love that paper. And I was grateful that I had multiples. I have a hard time using things when I know it's the only one I have. But I have a lot of paper of this collection. Not just the paper pad, not just the project pad, but like a stack of the individual papers as well. So lots of papers. So I cut, I believe my pictures are right at 5 inches, or just a smidge over 5 inches in width. And then I left them at the full 4-inch height. So I wanted to make sure that my pink paper, which is the first layer other than the picture matting, was at least, I think it's 6 inches. And then the blue is 6.5. And then I believe I did originally started with a 10-inch square on the right layout because it's 10 inches. The blue paper is 10 inches tall. And then I think I did like a 9-inch pink paper on the right side, but I do end up cutting about a 1/2 inch off of that blue because it was not even. And so when I put that 9-inch square down, it gave an inch on the side and a 1/2 inch on the top and bottom, and it didn't look right. So I trimmed that down. And then before I did all that, I took my 3 colors of mixed media, and I used spun sugar, I use Wilted Violet, and I use Prize Ribbon. All of those are Tim Holtz Distress Oxides. I did the packaging technique, and then I splattered with the blue, with the Prize Ribbon. Just because I wanted a little in places that I knew there wasn't smushing on the sketch. And you can see that I pretty much follow the sketch really, really closely, except I add one more picture. And my pictures on the right layout are smaller than what I would assume theirs are. So I'm using a bigger space for building clusters and putting all these florals. And I'm okay with that because, like I said, I really wanted to use a lot of embellishments. And I did. I used quite a few of them. Didn't count, but definitely quite a few. Put a bunch of florals over on that right side. I'm going to add a couple of butterflies over there as well. And then try and kind of fill in some of the space between the picture in the middle on the right layout and then the two on the top and bottom. So I didn't want that area to be just this big empty space. That pink butterfly I just put down was one of the ones that's on a paper clip, and I didn't want that, so I just cut the paper clip part off. And I bend the wings up a little bit. Not too much since I know they're going to get squished down anyway, but I do like to have a little bit of dimension and depth on there. It gives some shadowing, and I like that. And then I like these little splashes of like spilled paint or ink or whatever, because they're bringing in that darker pink and that darker blue, which is very similar to the prize ribbon. I think that the prize ribbon really, really matches well. I think Chip Sapphire might have been a little too purpley, so I didn't use that. And then like I have this foam sticker that's that same floral, so I put that over here. I've used some acetate pieces, and then I've got like some purple and blue. The only other thing that's really on here is green, and there's a hint of some orange in that cluster in the bottom left corner of the left layout. And that's okay because, I mean, there's all the colors in my invitation, which I did matte on white and then matted on the purple. So that's what I matted all my pictures on, was purple, a piece of purple paper, and then I matted them again on white because the purple was not standing out against that pink, and so I wanted to give it a little bit more of a pop off the page. So I matte them all on white as well and get those, everything is down. I add some little wordy bits to all the pictures on the right layout. One says smile, one says love, one says wonderful, one says happy day, one says nice. And then I put the one that says celebrate up on the pink flower on the left layout. I add this little title that says this day, and then I put remember today underneath it. And then there's like a little circular sticker up on the invitation that says today is the day. I put a little camera in that bottom cluster of florals on the bottom left, and add a little puffy that says bold and bright, as well as a sticker that says you can't stop awesome, which is absolutely true. That top picture is the Babs, which is my girl group. All of them were at my party except for one, and they weren't all there at the same time. So the right layout has the individual. There's 7 of us, so that's 6 of us in those 5 pictures. And then the picture with the group has like my kids in it, as well as my niece and a couple other friends who were there, who just happened to be in the picture. So, but I had such a good time creating this. It's so much fun, and I love using all the colors and adding in the mixed media and finding ways to layer up the embellishments and actually get them used. It makes me feel good. And like I said, I think this is the end of documenting my 50th birthday party. That doesn't mean I won't find more pictures and go, oh, I should have scrapbooked that, but I think I'm done. Anyway, I would love it if you go check out everybody who's hopping along with 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. There is a playlist for that. I would also love it if you give me a thumbs up if you like this video and or my layout. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you all have a great day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.